Hi there, it's Kim. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'd make one. Pretty frustrated today. This dog behind my building has barked 7 days a week, all day long, for 8 months. And I've complained at least 25 times to this building. I've called the police. I've made a report to the city. Nobody's doing anything. I think the dog belongs to the manager, and that's why they're not doing anything. So that's the only thing I can figure out. It's giving me a big fucking headache. So I figured out that if I go outside and yell no in a really loud, low voice, the dog is quiet. But it scares my own dog. And then my neighbors who live in this building are like, what the hell is Kim yelling at, And I tell you, I can't take it much longer. I've got this dog has to go. It's the owner's fault. I get it, but they don't give a crap. They're leaving the windows and doors open, and I can't go over there. It's a security building, and I've pinpointed pretty much which apartment it is, and I've told them, and they won't do anything about it. We can't harass the tenants, they say. Why am I bitching and whining about this? Because it's giving me a headache, and after 8 months, I can't take it anymore. I can't think, I can't sleep. This dog wakes me up, keeps me awake. I'm just lucky that I have such a good doggy. Come here. It's a good doggy. Come on. That he doesn't bark. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, you come up here. There's Samson. Oh, such a good doggy. I'm not yelling at you, buddy. No. And you would think he would bark, right? Hearing this little freaking dog. It's a little dog. High-pitched bark. Bark all day long. But he does not bark. He's a very good puppy. But he's so sensitive. And so even if I shut my door and go outside and yell no, he's scared when I come back in. He thinks I'm yelling at him. So I don't want to keep doing this because it's hard on my own dog, and my neighbors probably think I'm crazy, although they hear it too, so I don't understand why they're not calling. I don't know. I'm telling you, this dog barks all day long. Good boy. So that's my rant. What does this have to do with anything? Well, it has to do with my recovery, because if I'm stressed out all the time, I'm not going to heal correctly. So, this video is about stress, I guess, because I love dogs. Everyone who knows me at all and have even watched my videos knows how much I love dogs and care about them. So, this dog is actually not having fun barking all day. It's really cruel. Whoever owns him is cruel. And so, believe me, I'm not against the dog, but at this point, nobody's doing anything. I've given him suggestions, the manager of the building, books to read, whatever. They need to move, so, or I need to move, and I can't afford to move, and I shouldn't have to move. I've lived here 10 years, so. Speaking of that, my rent was just raised starting in October by $200 a month. And believe me, I am Mr. Legal stuff. I know all the laws. She can legally raise it. I'm going to talk to her. There's some issues. My apartment is a studio, not a one-bedroom, and she's trying to charge the same amount. She's trying to charge me the same amount as the one-bedrooms pay. And also, all of those apartments have been remodeled, and mine has not. So, this is a high, high amount of stress for me, because this landlord has brain damage. She's kind of crazy. Part of it's not her fault. Part of it is because she won't take steps to help herself and take notes and remember things and all that. So it's been a while since she's harassed me. So I think it's going to start again, because I'm going to not sign a lease, probably, because the lease she's going to give me is going to be most likely the same lease she tried to get me to sign last time, which I refused to sign, and I got a lawyer. So I just don't have the energy for this. I don't want to get a lawyer. I don't want to fight with her. But I won't sign a lease that has illegal provisions. And so now I have to stress out about this issue. And I'm broke. They're not giving me enough hours at work. They're giving new people my hours, basically. I asked for more hours, and people they just hired, they're giving 37 hours a week, and I'm getting 20, and it's not fair. And so it's another case of brain damage. My wonderful manager, and she really is, has brain issues, and she's going to have surgery in a couple months, but it's also affecting her ability to remember things, maybe manage. It's a hard job. Her job's hard. So I try to cut slack, but man, I'm getting so frustrated. Ugh. Anyway, part of this issue is about, part of this video is about the fact that I'm really glad that I had Dr. Mangabat in Seattle do my top surgery. I was talking to a friend of mine who has not had top surgery, but he keeps up on the info, and the famous and well-known doctor that I have not had surgery with, so I'm not going to badmouth him specifically because I can't, but he's in Florida, and a lot of people have been having problems with him because he's turned into the fast food of top surgery. So he doesn't seem to be caring about his patients at all. He's made some HIPAA mistakes, which if you're in the medical industry, you know what HIPAA is. It's laws regarding privacy. He's broken some of those laws, which is really illegal and bad. And but that's hearsay. It didn't happen to me. So I'm just reiterating what I've heard from other people who have been to him. But my point is that I'm really glad because he was my doctor of choice, and if I would have done like a Kickstarter or whatever and raised money, I would have gone to him. And every day I'm more and more glad that I didn't, and that it turned out this way, and I was very lucky and had a friend pay for my surgery. Had he not paid for this surgery, I obviously would have had my surgery a lot later, but I probably would have had it by Dr. Garamoni, to be perfectly honest. Maybe I wouldn't have, but because Dr. Mangabat's not as well known yet, and he hasn't done nearly as many surgeries. But I'm telling you, Dr. Mangabat is up and coming because he really, really does care about the trans community. He does not take insurance, which is an issue, and people have said that, well, you know, these surgeons don't care because they're not taking insurance. You can't really say that. It doesn't mean they don't care. It means there's a separate issue with insurance. I don't know all the aspects of that. I believe they will accept insurance. They'll be forced to after a while. But my point is, yes, it was disappointing that Dr. M did not take insurance, as most surgeons do not, because I got a job at Starbucks specifically because their insurance would pay for this surgery. But it worked out for me in the end. And, you know, that'll probably change. But as far as the actual surgery goes, this guy is constantly researching, constantly learning new techniques. He goes out of his way to learn how to make the surgeries the best and the most realistic. And I think part of why this is occurring is because he doesn't only do top surgery like some other surgeons, or, well, really one other surgeon. But this guy he's a cosmetic surgeon. So he does other boob surgeries, he does facial, you know, his whole goal is to make people look realistic. And so he perhaps has more experience in that field than any of these other doctors, or a lot of them anyway. He has a broader experience, which I'm starting to think is a good thing. So, you know, my surgery's not perfect, nobody's is, and maybe the next guy will be better and the next guy will be better. I'm happy with my surgery. It's only been a month. I've had it, you know, it's a little over a month that I had it done, and I'm still healing, and I'm still having a little bit of issues, and I still have a little bit of fat on one side, and all of that could be gone in a month or 6 months or a year. And so you pretty much have to wait a year, you know, to really know what you're going to look like. And so obviously I am concerned, and I'm going to go see him, I forget, in a couple months, and I'll bring it up if I still have that. So I'll show you if I still have that issue. So the light's not very good. You can tell right away that this side's bigger. So this was the side that was much larger than the other side. So I don't have pictures of me beforehand, but this boob went down to here, and this one went down to here. So they took about 5 pounds off this one and about 3 pounds off that. 8 pounds total. So they had to do more lipo and more. It was harder because they were trying to make this one look like this one. So it didn't fully succeed. So you can see you know, it's bigger. You can especially tell along the side, right here. So I don't know how well you can see it. You really can't. But this whole area is fatty. It's squishy. See, this area is not. It's hard, like muscle. It's a little bit fatty right there. And some of it is back fat. I mean, whatever, side fat, but it's back fat. I'm fat, you know. And some people have had results where they call it dog ears when really it's just fat. But maybe some of it's dog ear, but also fat because they're fat. I don't have dog ears. I mean, so if I sit like this, I mean, you can see it. You can see that it's swollen right there. So I don't know if it's swollen. Part of it's a vein. So I have vein thrombosis a little bit. You can feel the vein. This one went down a lot. In fact, it's almost gone. You can feel the vein there. He took a pad of fat from the middle. I'm a little concerned because the last couple days, this lighting is hard. It's hard to see. It's starting to, there's a little bit more there now. And I can feel this weird line right here. So I'll be talking to him about that. I don't know if the fat migrates or, I don't know how it works, but I haven't gained weight. See, like if I bend down and sit like a fat person, you can see that it's fat right here. And the thing is, that's my own fat and my own fault or whatever. But you see, and there's some there, that's back fat right there. It's not a dog ear, it's back fat. But some of it migrates over, and so it's fat here that he removed. So I don't know if he didn't remove it all right here. There's an actual like pad right here of fat. Or if it's still swollen, because they did like twice as much lipo over here, and they're ranking that thing around in there. And so I can't say anything about it. I mentioned it. It's only been a month. You really can't tell. Things can change so much. So my nipples, this camera's not great. You can still see I have little scabs right there, and it's still red. And I still have a little thingy up here. It's red. It says black and white, but that's redness. I do have a little bit, it's raised a little bit and a little bit red. It almost looks like little zits or pimples right there. Right here, it's raised a bit. And in fact, there's a weird thing right here. You can't really tell, but I don't know what it is, and I'm going to have to call him or send a picture. It almost looks like a zit. So anyway, I'm still putting a little bit of, what do you call it, Aquaphor on there. I've actually been putting coconut oil on here. He said don't put oil on, but he doesn't know about sort of more homeopathic and natural things. He admitted that. So coconut oil is an antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, whatever. It's really good. I just put a little. It's not going to hurt me anyway. Yeah, so, and, you know, these scabs are still here, but whatever. I just have to wait. I have to be patient. There is a difference. You can see right there. See that? They're not symmetrical, and there's, see how it is right here? So this one ends right here. This one goes up more. So when I go like that, it looks wrong. So it looks crooked. It's like a straight line, and it goes up. Nothing I can do about it. All of that said, I'm not trying to complain about Dr. Mangabat. I think it looks great. I think his results look fantastic. I'm still fat, but, you know, those are fat guy pecs. I mean, and they're not hanging down. A lot of people have, you know, a lot of fat right there. So I'm pretty damn happy with it. And it's too recent to complain about anything. So, Dr. Mangabat did a great job. And so I'm trying to figure out, he wants me to be at Gender Odyssey in Seattle, which is the 14th through the 17th or something. Dr. Mangabat is speaking the 14th, which I think is a Thursday, at like 10:30 a.m. something. And so he asked me to, sorry. He asked me to be there with him, and I think he's going to ask another guy to show results, which I feel kind of bad because obviously it's not healing totally perfect, and there's this here, but it's not going to go away by the 14th. But still, I think he wants to talk about it and show that unlike some surgeons, he does leave breast tissue because guys have breast tissue, which is something I didn't think about before the surgery. And so I have seen very many not great top surgeries where they have removed all tissue, period. So it's flat. So there's nothing raised. It's just completely flat and it looks wrong. It doesn't look normal at all. Some guys that are born with penises, whatever, some guys are super skinny. And they are almost somewhat concave, but really they're not. There's always a divot right here, which is why he took the bat fat out right there. There's always something right here. And even skinny guys will get little tiny boobies if they eat too much. It depends on genetics or whatnot, but my point is, I think he did a good job. I was nervous about him leaving tissue, and I think he did a good job. Now, to me, if I want, sometimes I can look at this and go, oh, God, I still have boobies. Well, part of it is because of the nipples. So I'm a little concerned about the nipples because they seem kind of large to me. It's hard because my nipples were big because of stretching. So they had to do their best. The actual nipple part, not the areola, but the nipple part, they can't change the size of that. So I don't know what it'll look like in a year. I've seen guys with really big nipples. I've seen guys with little tiny, tiny nipples, but not all guys have tiny, tiny nipples. So he did his best, and I think, once I start working out and whatever, it'll look better. So I'm not complaining. I want to say that again. I'm not complaining. I think it looks good. Oops, sorry about that. So anyway, that's my little rant. So I'm doing okay. I have to go to work soon. And, in spite of my financial problems and my stupid, irresponsible, apartment manager next door and my raise in rent and all that stuff and my horrible, messy apartment, that's what I have to work on next. So having top surgery and losing weight has helped me in all aspects of my life because mentally I feel better, and that's the key. I look better physically, therefore I feel better mentally. And that should, in theory, enable me to, be able to sort of have the strength or the will or whatever to clean up my apartment because it's causing me issues now. My apartment's really bad right now, and I can't find things. I can't return clothes to Goodwill that I bought that don't fit because I pulled the tags off and I put them somewhere and I can't find them. Stuff like that. And when you're broke, $15 is a lot of money. So I've done that to myself. So now, from now on, my resolve is that I have to take care of that type of stuff. So anyway, that's my update. That dog's barking. I don't know if you can hear him, but it's driving me insane. And I have to go. I have to go to work. So it's just a check-in, and I'll post it later when I have time. Okay, have a good day.